Today, I hope to do this session with you on strengthening the anchor, ANCHOR. The anchor is what keeps us, anchored and grounded, helping us to keep our mind steady. And so each time the mind drifts off, we bring the attention back to an anchor point, and that can be the breath, the body, sound, um, various things. And for some people, maybe even looking out, just staring outside the window, can be also quite resourcing, and it helps to anchor yourself. So sight can be one, or even an activity. When you're doing an activity, do it mindfully. So that's like your anchor point. So for this sitting practice, we would focus on the breath and body. And I would also like to invite you in every session that you join here. The invitation is to, place yourself in a comfortable position. Either if you're sitting, make sure you're sitting in a chair that makes you feel comfortable, or that doesn't make you like fall asleep easily, or it's very difficult and awkward to sit on. Or you may also sit on your mat, and you can also do any of these practices standing up, so that if that's what you feel like doing, because sometimes maybe if you've been sitting for too long, you would like to stand up too for a change. And of course, midway in the practice, if you feel like shifting your posture or getting up, getting some water to drink, or just opening your eyes, it's also fine. So there's no need like to push yourself or to be striving about this mindfulness practice. So if you're ready, so just getting into a position that works for you right now. So if you're sitting or standing, or even lying down on the mats if you wish, and closing your eyes, or softening the gaze, or just keeping your eyes open, that's also an option. And just allowing the mind to just settle down. Perhaps it had been a busy morning, or maybe it was a relaxing morning. So just allowing yourself to just take stock of what's happening for you right now. Are there sounds around you? Maybe noises of people chatting away? Just noticing that. Or maybe noticing if there's any thoughts that are coming to mind. Maybe thoughts about, what am I doing here? What are we doing? Is this strange? Or maybe this feels familiar to you. Just noticing those thoughts without needing to add to them or subtract. Just merely watching those thoughts as best as you can. Or if you're feeling anything in the body, if your feet are on the floor, then just noticing how you've placed your feet, your legs, how your feet stretched out. Just being conscious about it. Or maybe your feet are tucked under your, if you're sitting cross-legged, noticing how you've tucked your legs. Or you're feeling the chair or the mats you're sitting on, feeling the weights of the body. Just dropping in, allowing yourself to just feel the weight of the body on the chair. Mindfulness is about being conscious about where we are, how we are feeling. It's almost like coming to home to yourself. And just taking a moment to allow yourself to just be here. Sometimes there may be that tendency to think, oh, maybe I need to be doing this and that. Or maybe I need to be checking my emails or sending a WhatsApp message. Well, then just noticing that impulse to do it and just watching it, acknowledging the impulse. And as best as you can, not needing to rise to the bait. And moving closer to the breath, feeling the breathing practice, feeling the act of breathing, noticing the sensations of breathing. As you are taking an inhale and maybe sensing or noticing any movements of air around your nostrils. If there's no particular feeling, it's also fine. So there's no need to go and breathe deeper just to feel anything. So in mindfulness, we are not about striving. We are about learning to be with whatever situation that is arising for us. So as we are taking an inhale and noticing the pause and then the exhale, just feeling maybe some sensations around the chest area. Then maybe dropping down further and noticing the belly as you're breathing in. Noticing maybe the belly contracts slightly, expands slightly at the out breath, contracting. So the rise of the belly at each in breath and the collapse of the belly, the abdomen at each out breath. And if you're feeling any other sensations in the body as you're breathing in and breathing out, maybe some sensations or feelings of anxiety or worry or uncertainty, or even calm or even restlessness. All these feelings are very normal, very natural. It can happen, it can arise for anyone. And so we just acknowledge that and gently bringing the attention back to the breath and feeling the movements of the belly as we take an inhale and exhale. So whenever the mind may be pulling your attention away, thinking that maybe you should be doing something else, or you should be somewhere else, or you should be someone else, just trust that where you need to be right now is just here in this moment. Just holding the space for yourself, not always needing to rush for something or to pursue or to do something, except to just make this decision to just sit here for yourself. And just being grateful to have this moment for yourself. And if you're finding the mind is wandering a lot and Maybe getting bored with just focusing on the breath and the belly. You may shift your attention to other parts of the body, like maybe the feet, feeling your toes, your feet, and maybe feeling the calf area, the calves, your knees, your kneecaps, around the hips area, the lower back, feeling the stretch or the rise of your spine. And with mindfulness, the invitation is always to sit as upright as you can so that you can stay awake. Maybe even noticing the shoulders. They feel soft or tense. And around the neck area, any tension there? Or maybe feeling relaxed. Then to the face, facial features. Sometimes smiling can be helpful. Just reminding yourself that here I am in the present moment. So choosing a spot on the body that makes you feel comfortable and supported can also be the feeling of the weight of the body on the chair. And if the mind is drifting off or feeling sleepy or restless, just noticing that this is very normal, very natural. And in mindfulness, we try to cultivate a sense of steadiness, patience. So just bringing the mind back to whichever part of the body that you choose to place your attention on. Can be the chest area as you're breathing in and breathing out, feeling the chest, the heart. Allowing yourself to just rest in the moment. Whenever a thought or an idea pops up in the head to say, oh, I think you need to be somewhere else. Just very gently bringing the mind back to where you are at now. Maybe saying thank you for being able to be in this moment. allowing yourself to shift your posture slightly if that's comfortable for you. And before you do that, just noticing that desire to move, and then taking that pause before moving. Sometimes needing to move is a reaction. So here we're learning to anchor ourselves and not have to react to every single thing that arises for us. Or if you're like feeling tired or fatigued, sleepy, and just noticing what that sleepiness feel like, getting curious about it as best as you can, bringing a sense of a beginner's mind. What is sleepiness? What's the feeling of sleepiness? Bringing your mind back to the breath, body, the belly, connecting with the breath. And now when you're ready, just expanding your awareness to the body as a whole, as it just sits on the chair or if you're standing or lying down on the mat. And just feeling the body coming back to home with it, staying with it. Just being in this moment, whether you like it or not, whether it feels pleasant or not. And just simply allowing yourself to be just here, giving yourself permission to assert your presence here. As you continue to close your eyes and stay in a mindful state, I shall read you a poem written by Sarah Kay. It's called The Paradox. When I am inside writing, all I can think about is how should I be outside living? When I am outside living, all I can do is notice all there is to write about. When I read about love, I think I should be out loving. But when I love, I think I need to read more. I am stumbling in pursuit of grace. I hunt patience with a vengeance. I spend most of my time wondering if I should be somewhere else. So I have learned to shape the words thank you with my first breath each morning, my last breath every night. And when the last breath comes, at least I know I was thankful for all the places I was so sure I was not supposed to be. All those places I made it to, all the loves I held, all the words I wrote. And even if it is just for one moment, I will be exactly where I am supposed to be. Sarah Kay, The Paradox. So just sitting here for the last few moments of this practice, allowing yourself to be appreciative of being willing to sit through this practice for about 20 minutes. And just appreciation for yourself and for everyone in this Zoom space. Wishing everyone well. So in closing this practice, opening your eyes when you're ready, just taking in the room, your surroundings. Thank you very much for today.